guys, my name's Kalan Anglos. I'm currently finishing my Master's of Science in Kinesiology degree at the University of Victoria. And along with Karate BC, we put together the standardized karate field fitness test for karate athletes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly the test that we're going to measure, how we're going to measure it, and how to score it on your sheet in the dojo. So sport-specific, and in this case karate-specific field tests, are very important because it allows the club instructors or even the athlete or the coaches themselves to really monitor their athletes and kind of see where they're at, and also maybe where they can improve to get to the next level. And by doing this, what we can do on all different kind of athletes is we can develop a bunch of normative data, which then we can then see athlete profiles and where specific athletes lie. Okay, so this is the order of assessment that we're going to use for the field test. So basically we're going to follow these guidelines from 1 all the way to 6. So the first thing we're going to look at is flexibility. What you want to do is we're going to do our groin test flexibility, which is going to be really good for your ability to kick higher or kick a certain target. Then we're going to look at the agility. We're going to do the T test, going to be very good for moving around the ring. Then we're going to look at power. So we're going to look at upper body power and lower body power. So upper body power, we're going to do the medicine ball toss, explosive like a punch. Then we're going to do lower body power for the ability to cover that distance in a kumite match or in a kata performance. We're also going to look at the 300-meter shuttle test, and then we're finally going to finish off with the Miller 20-meter run test, and both those tests are to measure how well you can maintain a certain output and how long you can do it. I'm here with Guillaume. We're going to show you how to do the flexibility test first. So what you're going to need is you're going to need a segment measuring tape in centimeters. You're going to need a measuring tape along the floor to see the measuring the distance, and then you're also going to need a clipboard to record his measurements. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to measure the distance from his heel up to his hip. So you're going to take your segment measuring tape, you're going to go from his heel straight up to the point where his hip comes out. You're going to take note of that on your clipboard. Then what you're going to do is you're going to get his heel to line up at the beginning of the measurement. He's going to go into a split test. And from the inside of his heel, you're going to make note of how far his distance is in his flexibility. You're going to make note of that. And then you're going to subtract that number from the length of his leg to give you his overall flexibility score. Now we're going to do a T-test to measure agility. You're going to need 4 cones, you're going to need a stopwatch, and you're going to need a clipboard with your score sheet to record the time. So how it works is you have 1 cone at the beginning, starting here. 10 meters in front, you have another cone. 5 meters to the left, you have another cone. And then finally, 5 meters from the middle cone, so 10 meters away from that one, you have another cone. So the athlete's at the starting line, and on the go command, he goes. Go. He touches this front cone with his right hand, shuffles over to the left side, heel to heel, facing the same way, touches that cone with his left hand. He then shuffles 10 meters apart to the other side, heel to heel, touches that cone with his right hand, comes back to the middle, touching it with his left hand, and shuffles back as hard as he can. Now we're going to show you how to do the upper body power assessment, in this case, the medicine ball toss. So what you're going to do is you're going to have your athlete kneeling at the starting point with the measuring tape going out straight in front of him. He's going to have a medicine ball, and the weight guidelines for each athlete can be found on your score sheet. And he's going to pick up the ball, and he's going to have it at his chest. Without swaying backwards, he's going to throw the ball as far as he can from his chest with both hands straight forward. Now the athlete can fall forward, but there should be no backwards movement or side-to-side movement. So on his go, he throws the ball as far as we can, and in centimeters we record the distance on our sheet. Go. For lower body power, we're going to do the standing long jump. So again, you're going to have your athlete starting at the start line. He's going to be on one side of the measuring tape while you're on the other side. And what the athlete's going to do is with a counter movement, they're going to jump forward as far as they can, and they cannot fall backwards. They can fall forwards, but not backwards. And you're going to make the measurement from their heel point and the farthest point back. So if one foot is behind the other, you mark the back foot on that. So Guillaume, go ahead. And today, Guillaume got 77 centimeters. The next test is a modified 300-meter shuttle test. To do that, you're going to have the marker cones, 2 of them, placed 10 meters apart. The athlete starts behind the start line, and on the go mark, he runs to the other side, touches the line with his foot, and runs back. That's going to cover 20 meters, 10 there and 10 back. He's going to do that 15 times total to equal 300 meters. The time it takes for him to do that is his score on the test. So Guillaume, are you ready? Go. The last test that we have to do is the Miller 20-meter run test, and this measures the athlete's aerobic capacity. Now this test is very similar to the beep test that some of you might be familiar with, but instead of going in stages, this measures the distance that is covered. So what you have is you have two cones, 20 meters apart, and what you have the athlete do is you have the athlete run there and back as many times as they can in 5 minutes. And the total distance that they cover in those 5 minutes is their score on the test. So what the athlete does is they run there and back as many times, and that's their score. So athlete starts behind their line. On the go mark they go, and go. So that's how you run the standardized karate field fitness test. Now, the fitness test is important for club instructors as well as coaches to not only monitor their athletes' fitness levels and assess where they're at, but also to see maybe where they can improve to make that jump to the next level. So thank you again for watching. Hopefully that was helpful. The link below you can check out the manual, the field test manual, and how to do it all, and the score sheet is on there as well. If you have any questions or any concerns, you can email me at the email below, and have fun with it, and I hope you guys had a great time. Thanks.